God on my side, dog, so I ain't gotta brag. Yeah, you know my faith on. Yeah. What's up, everybody? How many of y'all gotta go hard? You can't afford to take no days off. Listen to what he said, y'all.
I gotta go hard, I can't afford to take no days off. Trust in the Lord, I know that he gon' make a way out of no way. From there, I ain't going
I need a pen. Another pen. I need another pen. I know, right? What's up, everybody? If you're coming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, Twitter, I want you to hit that like button, that share button. You collecting this one back? This is like the what, 80th pen you done gave me? Good afternoon, everybody. It's Thursday, March the 4th, 2021. Welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. We are live, and like I've been consistently doing for the past couple days, we are late. So I'm becoming consistent in being late. Well, I'm trying to figure out the behind the camera part, so we making it happen though. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. You know we come to you every Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon, like we have for 6 weeks straight, giving you information, education, inspiration, training, entertainment, I guess you can say that to some extent, on the most important aspects of financial literacy, entrepreneurship, business ownership, ministry leadership, investments, family legacy, wealth building. All of those aspects that I just mentioned make up the totality of biblical economics. That's a part of my assignment, especially in this season, publicly. I've been doing this privately for some time, and I've been an entrepreneur for 18 years. My wife and I have been full-time entrepreneurs since we've been married, and a lot of what we did as entrepreneurs has always been behind the scenes. It hasn't really been on the forefront, so we haven't really publicly educated and inspired and trained and taught these principles that we live by as entrepreneurs in the public, but we have focused our attention for years on what our assignment was in ministry. But just within the last couple of years, God has been transitioning me out from behind the pulpit to get in front of the pulpit. And so this is my new pulpit, especially since I've resigned as the pastor of the church that I planted in 2007. So since then, we've been focusing on really providing as much information, as much education, as much training, as much value as we can to you, to our tribe, to our family members and friends that I truly believe need to understand the importance of biblical economics. And we've been able to do that through different means. Of course, we're doing it now through the Ramonepreston Show every Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock p.m. We're doing it through our Blueprint Game Plan, which is our 5-step wealth building system that provides online education and training on these subject matters. We do it through the RP Business Coaching Program that we have. We do it through the RP Consulting Group. That's a division of our company. I'm going to be talking a little bit about that today as well, the RP Consulting Group, because it's a part of a strategy that my team and I have put together for what we want to do with everyone who joins our new one-year coaching program that we just introduced Monday. So shout out to everybody, wherever you at. I want you to put your city in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. Please hit that like button. Please hit the share button. Please tag Lolly Dolly, everybody, and let them know Prophet Ramonepreston, his squad, And the Ramonepreston Show is live in his house right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. As you can see behind me right there, that's real time in the beautiful Buckhead community. And we're just so excited about everything that God is doing in the lives of his people. All of my Facebook tribe members, thank you so much for continuing to engage with us, continuing to share our content. All of my YouTube tribe members, thank you so much for your engagement, for your comments, for your participation in our assignment to enlighten God's people, to inspire God's people, to educate and train God's people on the most important aspects of biblical economics. I'm so excited about that. If you have any questions concerning biblical economics, any questions concerning money, cash flow, finances, accounting, banking, if you have any questions concerning real estate, investing, residential or commercial, if you have any questions concerning starting or structuring and scaling a business or a holding company or a conglomerate or a nonprofit and for-profit enterprise, if you have any questions concerning family legacy wealth building, please feel free to drop those questions in the comments so that we can answer your questions and give you the best biblical advice concerning these most important topics of discussion. So guess what? Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about the 3 P's of business. The 3 P's of business. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down some details in each of these 3 P's of business, and then I'm going to show you how important these 3 P's are, not just in your business if you don't have a business, but how important these 3 P's are in the business of your life, in the business of you running your own finances. So you are the CEO of your life. That's a good place for you to drop in the comments and declare that for someone else to know that. You are the CEO of your life. If you're listening to me, if you're watching me, especially if you're live, I want you to type in the comments, I'm the CEO of my life. You are the CEO of your life. So if you are the CEO of your life, that means your life is your business. And every aspect of your life has to run successfully so that the business of your life is in fact successful. So even if you don't have a business as in an entity, a nonprofit or a for-profit organization, you still have a business. Your house, your family, your marriage, your relationships, your career, whatever it is that you are engaging in and endeavoring to do has a business implication to it. So these 3 P's can be applied across the board in every area of your life. So what are the 3 P's of business? I'll give you the 3 P's and then we're going to get into some of the details of each of these 3. The first P is people. The second P is products. And the third P is process. So I want you to write those down and we're going to get into some of the details of it. Most of you are familiar with the show Shark Tank, correct? Most of you are familiar with the show Shark Tank. Even though Shark Tank shows up on Friday when they're airing live shows, most, if not all of the reruns are on MSNBC Monday through Friday. And on Tuesdays, there's a show called The Prophet. There's a show called The Prophet. And the host of the show is Marcus Lemonis. He's a billionaire. He's from Miami, Florida. He is the CEO of Camping World. If you're driving up and down 75 or you're traveling as a trucker or just going on vacation, a lot of these exits have places called Camping World, where you can buy campers and camping equipment. Well, he's the CEO of Camping World. But as a serial entrepreneur, as a business investor, his show, The Profit, is centered around finding businesses in America that he can help integrate his philosophy of business into, so that they can actually scale and succeed, I guess, to make the business world of America greater for the benefit of not just that business, but for the benefit of that community and for the benefit of people who need jobs. Well, one of his business philosophies is centered around the 3 P's of business. So if you ever watched the show The Profit, or if you've ever heard Marcus Lemonis, who is the host of The Profit, if you ever heard him talk or be interviewed, he's going to discuss the 3 P's of business. It's actually a business philosophy. It's actually something that you can learn or will learn in business school or in certain economic systems. Yes, Rosalind, RVs. Yes, RVs. What did I call them? Did I call them RVs or campers? It's called Camping World, but yeah, they're RVs. He's the CEO of that company, Camping World. So my point in bringing that up is Marcus Lemonis, because he has a hit TV show and it is connected to the world of business and economics on MSNBC, like Shark Tank and other shows, the Squawk Box and so many other television shows and broadcasts that come on that channel. He was the one that really made the 3 P's of business popular. So I want to give him his kudos, because it's not like I came up with this bright idea of the 3 P's of business. It's a business philosophy. It's a part of business education, and most people in the business world or who are educated in business understand the 3 P's, at least from a fundamental or economic or entrepreneurial perspective. And so the 3 P's of business are, number 1, people, right? Number 2, products. And number 3, process. These are the 3 P's of business. Now remember, even if you don't have a business, your life is a business. And even if you don't necessarily build your life from the perspective of a business, you have to see certain areas of your life as important areas that need business structure. They need business fundamentals, like the area of your finances. Even if you're working on a job, your financial life should be viewed from the perspective of the 3 P's of business. So that means there may be some things that you have to develop. There may be some things that you have to create in order to see your financial life, the business of your financial life, the business of your career, or your legitimate business, or your nonprofit grow and succeed. And it begins with these 3 P's. Now, because I'm in ministry and because I have been a leader in the Christian community for some time, once I adopted these 3 P's of business to my own entrepreneurial endeavors, I always looked for ways that I can integrate certain business philosophies into what I wanted to see happen for my nonprofit organizations. And as a result, I came up with 3 words that I was able to use for ministry to parallel these 3 P's of business. So I'm gonna go ahead and give them to you, and you can write them down. You can parallel them to the 3 P's of business, and then I'm gonna get into some details of how important these 3 are. So with people, I want you to parallel people with staff, because that was very important for me, especially as a nonprofit organizational leader, especially as a pastor, especially now as a ministry network apostle and overseer. People are viewed as staff in certain entities, in certain organizations, in certain corporations. So people, which is the first P, can be parallel with staff. Products can be parallel with services. Because some of you may have businesses that don't necessarily have products, they may actually have services. Especially if you are in ministry or if you're in the nonprofit sector, you ain't really got no products that you're selling. You have services that you're providing. So it's important for you to understand the parallel of products as it relates to services. And then the third P of process, the parallel is systems. Because you may have certain processes in your business that you live by. You may have certain processes that you operate in your own personal financial life, but those processes have to convert into systems, especially when you're building a nonprofit and or a for-profit organization. So the 3 P's of business are, number 1, people. The parallel to that is staff, right? Number 2, products. The parallel to that is services. And number 3, process. The parallel to that is systems. Do you have that? That is so good. That is so good. I want to make sure all of you caught that. So the 3 P's of business are people, staff. Number 2, products, services. Number 3, process, systems. So whether you are focusing on the business of your finances, because that's a business, or if you are a network marketer, a licensed agent, an independent contractor, a freelancer, then that exchange of entrepreneurship that you are engaging in has to be viewed as a business, even if it's not a legitimate business like a LLC. Or your ministry. Let's say you are a traveling preacher. You are a lay leader in your church. You a prophet that ministers as an itinerant preacher. Then what you're doing, there has to be some business to it. There has to be some implication of business in it in order for you to continue to grow and succeed. Now, if you just want to be shade tree and shabby and scammy and trifling and a hot mess, then what I'm saying ain't gonna never make sense. But if you want to have a legitimate operation financially, look at her now. If you want to have a legitimate operation economically, if you want to have a legitimate operation in business, in ministry, or even in your career, or even in some of your side hustles, you're going to have to integrate the business philosophy of these 3 P's and 3 S's, that's my own made up version, into those areas: people, products, and processes, or staff, services, and systems. Now, I really want to focus on products first, because people and processes are going to be interconnected to what I call the 5 business systems. So I'm going to focus on people and process last. I really want to focus on products first. So why are products important to business? Because your products are going to be what you use, or your services, they're going to be what you use to introduce to the marketplace, or introduce to your customer base, or introduce to the world in exchange for their money. So you have to be able to provide products that can connect to and relate to the people you are targeting. This is very, very important, because a lot of people have good products, they just have bad presentations of those products. So have you ever noticed the best product or the best service don't necessarily win? Think about what I just said. The best product and the best service don't necessarily win. Let me give you an example. Cigarettes are some of the worst products on the market, but they winning. Liquor, some of the worst products on the market, but they winning. Hey, let's be honest. I know some of y'all ain't from the hood. You might be from the hood or close to the hood. Every city got a hood anyway. So some of y'all either around the corner of a hood or from the hood. So let me say this. Drugs are some of the worst products on the market. But guess what? They still selling. Because it's not about, here's what I want you to catch when it comes to products and services. It's not about quality when it comes to connecting with your clients as much as it is about quantity. Let me help you understand what I mean. You don't want to have a horrible product. You don't want to have a bad service, but you have to focus on making sure that no matter how good that product and that service is, that you develop a strategy and a way of connecting with the right people who actually need what you have to offer. So you're not going to go into a kid's candy store and see liquor products. Why not? Because they're not targeting kids to sell liquor to. You're going to go into a kid candy store and you're going to see kid candy. So that means they're going to package their kid candy in a way, watch this, that makes sense to kids, not to grown folks who got they behind in a manufacturing distribution center trying to decide what they think is best for kids when it's the kids who want to believe what's best for kids. So my point is, when you look at the products and services that you are providing, especially as a business owner or even as a ministry executive, I want you to look into finding out what your target market is looking for and what is exactly best for them. Because see, a lot of people, they have products and services, and I talk to people like this all the time. They got products and services, and they done fell in love with the idea of what they done came up with. And so because they in love with the idea of their product and service, they're not willing to budge on changing the product and service to fit the criteria of the people who they want to sell it to. So now nobody don't buy the product and service, not because it's not a good product and service, but maybe because the target audience is wrong, or you got the right target audience, you just did not present it or package it in a way that it made sense and connected to the people who actually needs it. So that means you're going to have to take your idea of the products and services that you have, and you're going to have to decide who is what you have best for. Think about that. Okay, I think I have a question here. I'm not sure if I know what the question is. What a prophetess of God that have their own business? Rosalind on Facebook, I see your question. I'm just not clear on what question you're asking. So can you reword that question if it's a question so I can understand it, and I'll give you an answer. So what are your products that you are selling in your business right now? Okay, what are your products? Now, either you have products that you've come up with or services that you've come up with, or you're going to connect those products and services to other people's businesses who have products and services that might be a better fit for you to sell and introduce to the marketplace. So let's start with the products. You have products. All right, you need to look at your products and figure out who is the best target market for your products. Like, who is the best customer for the product? If you had to give an explanation who your products are primarily for, can you give that explanation clearly? Can you clearly define who your business is for, or who your products are targeted to? Or if you have multiple products, do you know, if you have multiple products, who are all the people or all the markets or all the demographics that are perfect clients or customers for your products? And if you have products And if you are clear on who those products are for, have you introduced those products to those people along with ways that you can gather data to figure out if they actually want or need that product? Because if your product or service is not selling, there are some glitches in that product. All right? There's some glitches. Either the product is not packaged right, either you are marketing your product to the wrong demographic, or you're disconnected somewhere in your idea of what you think is a good product or a good service. And if you have a product, can you create services to attach to that product? That's a very big piece for a lot of people to start seeing their business grow and to see money come in. Let's see here. We got a question. She had to stop because of COVID. I'm not sure what the question is.
I don't know. She asked about cake. She has a cake business and she stopped because of COVID. It's just in pieces and it's not.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I can't understand the question. So for those of you that have products or services, let's say if you have services and you don't have products, are there certain products that you can add to your services? And if you know what your services are and you know who your services are for primarily, see, a lot of times people want to just like sell their products and services to the world. I had that mindset early on in my entrepreneurship too. I had that mindset like, man, I just want everybody to buy my product. I want everybody to receive my services, until I had to realize how important the P of products or services are to business. I had to basically contextualize my demographic, my customer base, my client base, and I had to decide if nobody else bought my products and services, I believe this group of people would buy my products and services. Even today, all of the products and services that we sell and we provide through our organization, I have a good idea on who they are for and who my target audience is, so that even if people outside of that target audience purchases my products and services, then that's just a bonus. That's just an added blessing to my target audience. But I want to introduce it to my target audience. I want to hear their feedback. I want to see if it's helping them. I want to figure out ways that I can bring more value to them. If that means I got to add more products to my product line, increase my inventory. If that means I got to move some products out of my product line. If that means I got to add certain services to my products or certain products to my services, I'm going to work with my client base, my customer base, the market that's telling me they want what I have, that I have decided who I have products and services for. So when you think of the P of products, you have to think about your target audience. You cannot have products and services and think just because you believe they're good, that they're good for everybody or for the people you think they're targeting. You have to listen to them and figure out from them if in fact what you have is actually what they need. And you can't just come and say, well, I got 100 products, I got 100 services, just pick and choose. You're not a supermarket. If you were a supermarket and you had 20 aisles and you had 12,000 SKUs of products and maybe 100 services that you provide in your supermarket, then we as a customer base would understand when we walk into your supermarket, we can make the decision to go down a certain aisle. We can make a decision to buy a certain product, and then we would be able to choose in that product line what type of product we want. You get what I'm saying? But when you are a small business, when you are a solopreneur, like most people are in America, over 99% of the businesses in America, almost every business in America is considered a small business. And over 99% of those small business, almost every small business that is considered a small business in America, almost all of them make less than $100,000 a year, have less than 5 employees. That's almost every business owner that's listening to me right now. Almost every business owner that's listening to me does not have 5 or more employees that they're paying. Almost every business owner or entrepreneur that's listening to me is not making $100,000 or more a year. So that means you don't have the luxury to do what Kroger does, to do what Winn-Dixie does, to do what Publix does, to do what Walmart does. You don't have the luxury to do what Amazon does. As a matter of fact, does anybody know what the first product / service Amazon provided, Jeff Bezos and Amazon provided when they first launched Amazon? Does anybody know that? Somebody's gonna have to Google it. Does anybody know what the first product was that Amazon and Jeff Bezos focused on when they launched Amazon, which, by the way, is a $1 trillion company today? Oh yeah, by the way, Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world. But do you know what his first product was? Does anybody know what his first product was? Somebody Google it. I told y'all you need to learn to Google. Somebody Google it. What was the first product Amazon provided when they launched? I know what it is.
What was it?
Huh? It was books. They sold books. They sold books. Let me Google it and see if it comes up. What was the first product Amazon sold? Maybe that's the wrong question. Oh, yeah, it's showing up. It says Bezos' parents invested almost $250,000 in the startup. In July 1995, the company began service as an online bookstore. An online bookstore. So if you look at Amazon today, Amazon can be Amazon today because of the financial backing, because of the public or global recognition, and because of the track record that they have. But guess what? We ain't Amazon. Because when Amazon was, you see, you can't look at I'm going to say this one last thing about products, and I'm going to move to people and processes. You cannot look at an entrepreneur or a business or an entity or an organization where they are at a certain phase in their life or in the life cycle and think that you can copy and paste their philosophy and get their results. Because when they were at the beginning stages like many of you are, or in the building stages like many of you are, they were not doing what they're doing now. So you listen to a lot of entrepreneurs and gurus who say, here's how you need to do your business. Here is how you need to run your organization. Here's how you need to present your products and services. But are they giving that information to you based on where they are at a multi-million-dollar level? Or if they're just selling you a product and they're just being a good salesperson? Or are they actually giving you information based on what they did when they were just building a foundation or a platform for their organization? So when you think of the 3 P's of business and the P of products or services, this is a philosophy of business. This is a foundation of business that you have to stick to your core competency with your products and services. Amazon focused on books. Now, if you have read any information on Jeff Bezos, if you have listened to any of his documentaries, if you have followed him and even listened to any of his interviews, here's what you're going to find out. He started out Amazon as a bookstore, an online bookstore, all right? So all he was focusing on was what? All he was focusing on was what? All he was focusing on was what? All he was focusing on was books. He wasn't focusing on cameras. He wasn't focusing on shoes. He wasn't focusing on phone cases. He wasn't focusing on garbage bags. He wasn't focusing on Whole Foods. He wasn't focusing on trying to sneak his way around to maybe buy Target. He wasn't focusing on none of that. What was he focusing on? He was focusing on the core competency of an online bookstore, providing products, that's books, and services, online purchasing for a certain group of people. Who was this group of people? People who read books. So do you think he was looking for goofy people? Do you think he was targeting idiots? I'm just being honest with you. Do you think he was targeting people who hate to read? No, because people who hate to read didn't want a book even if it was in front of them. So they definitely wasn't finna try to go online when online was like virtually obsolete in 1995 and go purchase a book hoping the book showed up. They wasn't gonna do it. But he stayed committed, he stayed focused to his core audience with his core competency. So some of you have to look at your products, and here's what he did. His documentary shares this information. What Bezos did was, after he started gaining momentum, that's another way of saying, once he started making money, you know, I just really want to click on people when it comes to that. Because I just hate when people say they got a business, but they're not making money. Your business is created to make money, to make exchanges. If you are not taking your products and services and introducing them to the market and making money, listen, you're not in business. Once Bezos sold books, because that's what he was focusing on doing, once he started selling books, guess what he did? He started getting feedback from his customers, and guess what his customers started saying? Hey, is there any way you can get me tablets? Is there any way you can get me pens and pencils? Is there any way you could get me envelopes? They started asking him, his customers who were buying books, they started asking him for other products. And he got the bright idea, wow, if I can mail people a book, I can mail them an envelope. I can mail them hats. So he sent out a survey to all his clients and said, what are the types of products you would like to have delivered to you from this online portal? So he took a list of products and he said, oh, here's like the common denominators. So we'll take these 20 and we'll start introducing them. Once they sold, guess what happens? Are there any other products y'all want? Oh yeah, we would love to have garbage bag. Send us some drawers. We don't even want to go to the store no more. Send us lights. Send us TVs. All of a sudden, guess what happened? Amazon is $1 trillion company. Ladies and gentlemen, please listen to me right now. I'm only on the first P of the 3 Ps of business, but products are essential. If you didn't understand anything I just said, you're just gonna have to go back and listen to it. Now let's look at the second and third P of business. The second P is people. Now, if you know about the 5 business systems that I teach on the executive system, the sales system, the marketing system, the financial system, and the operations system. Those are the 5 systems that I teach on. I've already talked about that in one of our shows a few weeks ago. But when you think of people, I want you to think of the type of people you need or the type of staff you need from the perspective of those 5 Ps, okay? I really want you to think about people. I want you to think about people from the perspective of those 5 Ps. I'm gonna see if I can pull that up while we're talking. So what do you mean, Prophet Ramone, I need to focus on people from the perspective of the 5 Ps? Well, let's look at the 5 Ps of a business system, and not the 5 Ps, but the 5 business systems, and we want to look at people from that perspective. I'm trying to go to my university platform so I can show you that in our blueprint game plan, I actually have a lesson on the 5 top Here we are right here. If you can see it, this is the 5 top corporate executive roles that we teach on. And here it is right here. It's the Chief Executive Officer, that's the CEO, the Chief Sales Officer, CSO, Chief Marketing Officer, CMO, Chief Financial Officer, CFO, and Chief Operating Officer. So those are the 5 business systems. So when you think about people, so look at your business, look at your entrepreneurship, look at your company, even look at your finances. And if you're trying to figure out, like, what type of people do I need in my business? What type of people do I need to help me? What type of staff do I need? Like, if you were starting to make money and you wanted staff, what type of staff would you hire? Well, you would hire them. I would recommend you hire them from the perspective of these 5 top business systems. So let's see, what type of people or staff do you need in the executive system? Well, that may mean you need a mentor. You may need to be a part of a mastermind. You may need to connect to a group of investors that operate on the same level, or partners who are doing things that are similar to you or that are complementary to you. In the sales system, you need salespeople. Like, some of y'all may know this if you know me, but the people who work within our company knows this. I don't think I will hire a person, at least at this stage of our business, that I won't give a sales opportunity to. In other words, I will allow my products and services, at least most of them, to be commissionable, which means I'm going to hire staff. I'm going to bring in people who could work for me, but I also want them to work with me when it comes to sales. So for me, I'm the CEO of my company, but guess what? I also have a sales position in my company. So I can run my company because I have a job every day to do when I come to my company. I have a job to run my business as the CEO, but I can sell products and services on the side and get a commission for it. My PA, can't you do the same thing? You have a job to do. My wife has a job to do. My son, anybody that works within my company, I'm telling you, even if it's just 100 people working for my company, I would at least create a sales system like I have created to give my staff an opportunity to do their job. You got to do your job. You got to be good at your job, but at the same time, I want you to be able to sell products that you can get a commission from, because number one, that's going to be an incentive for them to be motivated to do their job and to get some money on the side, as opposed to them not having that outlet and all of a sudden they feel like they need to leave my company to go find more money because they're not making enough money or they're being capped out. Or if it was me and I was working for a company and I was coming into a company every day working and they got a sales department over there. Have you ever been, I've been to companies, I've been in buildings and facilities where they have sales departments. It's like the, they call them like boiler rooms. Because real companies that have like real sales departments, they got people in there on the phone. Hi, this is Ramonepreston with Ramonepreston Enterprises. I was calling to find out if you needed this or blah, 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 blah. I mean, they grinding every day. But when they make a sale, like when you go to a car dealership, if you go to a car dealership, some car dealerships have like bells. So every time somebody makes a sale, ding, 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 woo, congratulations. 5 minutes later, ding, 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 ding. Now, if I was working at a car dealership and I was back there getting $8 an hour detailing, right? And I heard these salespeople every 5 minutes knowing every time that bell rings, somebody making money, I'd be back there like, man, forget this junk. I'm finna sell cars. Or if you go to a timeshare, I done been to about 5,000 of them. If you go to a timeshare, you know when they sitting down trying to finesse you out of your money for that timeshare, trying to get you to sign on the dotted line, every 5 minutes, guess what you hear? Ladies and gentlemen, we want to congratulate the Hutchinson's for purchasing the $15,000 package, the ultimate suite. Come on, let's give them a round of applause. Woo! Like 5 minutes later, ladies and gentlemen, we want to congratulate the Preston family from Idaho. You know, like, I'm like, wow. But my point in bringing that up is, if you're going to bring people into the ecosystem of your business, if you're going to hire staff, number one, sales needs to be on the top of that list. So you have the executive system, and as an executive, you should be thinking about what systems you need as a CEO. It amazes me how many CEOs or people who claim to be CEOs, they have never had a coach, they have never had a mentor, they have never hired a consultant, they have never spent more than maybe a couple $100 on themselves and on their education, and they wonder why their business systems are failing. Because they don't understand one of the 3 P's of business, and that's people. It takes people for your business to grow. I be walking in here some weeks thinking, man, I can't wait till we can get all the other suites beside us. And so once we get all the other suites beside us, we're going to have a whole room of salespeople. And we're going to make sure that they are trained and they are professional and they are poised and they're polished and they're in the practice of generating revenue, not just for themselves, but for our organization. So you have the executive systems. That's how you have to hire people. You have the sales systems. You have the marketing systems. And then you have the financial systems, and then you have the operating system. So that's why I said the 2 P's of people and process actually need to be merged together, because you have to decide who do you need as people and where you need them at. And then you need to connect those people to those systems or those processes, because you don't want to have the right people in the wrong process. Ooh, oh my God, y'all, I'm getting ready to go. My time is almost up. I can't even believe I've been running my mouth for almost an hour. I can't even believe it. So those are the 3 P's of business. You have people, staff, products, services, processes, or systems. For those of you who really believe that you need to educate yourself, especially if you have aspirations to grow financially, if you have aspirations to grow a business or to develop in your career and in your skill set, if you are one of those individuals and you know without a shadow of a doubt you really want to take your education to the next level, I want you to consider purchasing one of our blueprint game plans. That's the image you see behind me. Our blueprint game plan is our 5-step wealth building system that provides online virtual education and training on the most important aspects of financial literacy, entrepreneurship, business ownership, ministry leadership, investments, and even family legacy wealth building. So if those are some areas that you are interested in being educated and trained on, we have an online virtual platform to teach you the most important aspects of those areas. If you would like to purchase and have access immediately to one of our blueprint game plans, I want to encourage you to text the word blueprint, text the word blueprint to 404-478-7213. As you see on the screen behind me, we have six blueprint game plans currently available. We have 6 blueprint game plans currently available. We have 5 industry-specific blueprint game plans. One for general entrepreneurship, that's for any type of entrepreneurship you're in. We have one for real estate investors, one for network marketers, one for churches and nonprofits, and one for individuals if you just want to work on being educated and trained in your own personal finances. But then we have an all-in-one. This is our ultimate all-in-one, which means you get all 5 of these blueprints in one. So if you would like to purchase and have immediate access to one of our blueprint game plans, text the word blueprint to 404-478-7213, 404-478-7213, or guess what? You can go to Ramonepreston.com and take a look at all of the blueprint game plans that we have available. I'm going to click on Ramonepreston.com. This is our main website. This is our portal that will give you access to any of our other websites and platforms. If you go to Ramonepreston.com, you will see that this is the home of the blueprint game plan. You can take a look at our most popular blueprint game plans. You can take a look at our specialty blueprints. If you click on any one of those, like this here, this is the ultimate one, it's going to take you to our university training platform. It's going to give you access to see all of the courses that are built into our blueprint game plan. This particular blueprint that we're on, which is our ultimate all-in-one blueprint game plan, it has almost 20 different courses, from financial literacy, investments, church nonprofit structuring, holding company startup kits. We have creative cash flow courses. We have goal setting courses. We have other courses on real estate investing and business economics, the corporate roles and the systems that you need to have in your business. All of that is right there on our university training platform. If you are interested in being a part of our one-year coaching program, Monday we introduced and launched our one-year coaching program. And basically what that coaching program is an extension of our 90-day coaching program. Right here on our university platform, we have a 90-day coaching program. And so what I decided to do was I decided to take our 90-day coaching program and actually make it available for a year. So I'm giving an exclusive group of people 4 90-day coaching programs for the price of one. And if you are a part of our coaching program for this year, I'm actually giving you free access to our ultimate blueprint game plan. So our ultimate blueprint game plan is going to be an addition given to you to give you access to all of our training courses, all of our programs, all of our startup kits, all of our resources, our forms, our documents. You're going to have access to everything that's on Ramonepreston University if you join our one-year coaching program. Again, our 90-day coaching program is our signature coaching program that we have available today. This past Monday, we launched and introduced a one-year coaching program. So you're not going to find it on any of our platforms because it is in-house, and we're asking anyone or everyone who wants to join our one-year coaching program to text the word coaching to 404-478-7213. Text the word coaching to 404-478-7213. One of the reasons why we need to discuss the details of our one-year coaching program with you is because we're going to ask you to make an initial deposit. Once you make that initial deposit, we're going to secure your space and your spot and slot in the one-year coaching program. We're going to have you to fill out an initial assessment form. We're going to give you the one-year schedule. Within a few weeks, we'll be sending that out to everyone who joins it. We're going to take the remaining balance of the coaching program, and we're going to spread it out for the course of the year to make it easy and feasible for you. But it's going to be an amazing one-year journey that if you are an executive, if you are an individual that's hungry to really get to the financial next level of your life or to scale your business, you probably need to be coached by someone who has done it and who knows exactly what you need to do to make it happen. This ain't no fluff. I ain't just some internet guru. I'm living it and have been living it, and I have proof of what my success is. And so I want to make myself available to a group of people. Time is limited. We're opening it up for just a small window. Once we hit the number of individuals that we anticipate to have, we're going to close it off and it won't be available anymore. So if you would like to know more about it, feel free to text us, Blueprint or Coaching, to 404-478-7213. One of the things that I also wanted to bring up that I didn't was, I mentioned it early on in the show, was our consulting group. If you go to Ramonepreston.com, this is our main portal, up on the top menu, or if you're on your phone, in one of the menus, you will see consulting group. This is our consulting division of our enterprise, and our consulting group is actually made up of our operating executives, myself, my wife, and we have other professionals and experts who work on our team of consultants that we provide real solutions for small business entrepreneurs. We provide these solutions for real estate companies, investment groups, associations, and the basis of our consulting is centered around helping you start, helping you structure and scale your organization. So you may have 3 or 4 businesses that you're trying to formulate. You're trying to figure out how you need to bring them together. Well, our consulting group provides that. But that's not what's important now, because if you're part of our coaching program, guess what? I'm actually going to be consulting you in your coaching. But one of the reasons why I wanted to bring this up is because I'm thinking very, very hard. You know, we've been talking about that for the past couple weeks, daughter, how I would love for some of our coaching clients, when we get to the end of our 1-year coaching program, I would love to either be an investor in their business or to venture into other business investments as partners with those that I coach. So our company, our organizational enterprise, we are already earmarking. That's a bougie word. We're earmarking a certain amount of money through our consulting group to actually invest in other businesses and to provide working capital for other businesses. So that's only going to be a perk and a bonus for you if you're part of our coaching program and we get into the process of our program and an investment opportunity comes up or a business opportunity comes up and you see the need for working capital. Well, you might be able to get that funding or that partnership or that venture investment through our consulting group because we're starting to bring our resources together, earmark them, and allocate them to invest in other businesses to give you that lift so that you can continue to succeed and scale your business. If you are already in a position where you're thinking about selling your business, let's say you're thinking about bringing on an investor in your business, all you have to do is go to our consulting group page. You can go to Ramonepreston.com and click on consulting group, or you could go to rpconsultinggroupllc.com. And on there, you will see a link that says, let's make a deal. If you click on there, you can fill out the form we have online and let us know about the deal that you have, whether you are proposing to sell your business, to sell a piece of real estate, to look for an investor or a partner. We want to help you in that process to make that happen. Our consulting group, our company, this division is currently in the market looking to purchase for sale by owner properties. We're also pursuing opportunities for business acquisitions and to become equity partners in businesses. So if you think you meet that criteria and you would love to be a part of an investment opportunity or to qualify for working capital, listen, I'm getting the bag and I'm going to distribute that bag to help a whole lot of people get to their next level, because I know where I'm headed. I know where we're going, and I want a lot of people to head that same way and get to where we're going. So I love all of you. I appreciate all of you for joining us today. Tomorrow we're going to have an amazing show again. Hopefully it'll be 12 on the dot, not 12:08. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you have any feedback on anything that you heard that you want to learn more on, we probably have it in our blueprint game plan. Almost everything that I talk about on our shows is a part of my playbook. It's a part of our blueprint game plan. So almost everything I discuss and talk about on our shows, you can find in our online training program. So if you have any feedback, please give us some feedback. Hit them likes, hit them hearts. Just put comments in there if you ain't got nothing else to say. Just add comments so that the algorithms can continue to move us up those news feeds. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank all of you for being a part of the Ramonepreston Show, and I really, really, really hope you enjoyed yourselves today. Shout out to all of my YouTube family members. If you're not a part of our YouTube tribe, please, please go over to YouTube, find Ramonepreston's page, click subscribe. We're quickly approaching 2,000 subscribers. That's big. That's big. Rosalind, we are praying for you. We're definitely praying for you and for your business. Thank you for being a part of our show today as well. I appreciate y'all. Again, if you need a blueprint or if you need coaching or blueprint or coaching, even if you need consulting and you don't want to go through the process of going to the website and filling out the form, you might want to sell your business, you might want an investor in your business, you might be looking for some working capital, I want to talk with you. But definitely for those who are a part of our coaching program, we've already talked about that. I told you what my initial plan was with investing in some of these businesses that we coach for the year. So I'm really thinking heavily on that. And we're going to just continue to allocate funds and earmark those funds so that if we get to a place where we really have some amazing opportunities with some of the people we're coaching, we're going to help them get that capital, make that investment, sell their business, purchase or acquire other businesses. That's the direction that I'm going. We ain't playing no games. I'm gonna be a billionaire. I am a billionaire. I'm going to have $1 billion company. So if we're gonna make it happen, we're gonna make it